Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Once again, it's another edition of the Daily Edification Exhortation coming to you through the spirit and power of Yahawah, Yahawashi, all praises and glories definitely due, especially in these times. So the title of this video will be called, There Will Be Secret Disciples of Yahawah Yahawashi. There will be secret disciples of Yahawah Yahawashi. And when I say of Yahawah Yahawashi, meaning of this truth, this knowledge, you will have secret disciples, people in prominent positions. When I say people, meaning Israelites, because this truth is only for the Israelites that are in prominent positions in Esau society that will actually believe in this truth, believe in this knowledge. Okay, and that's pursuant to the example of Joseph of Arimathea, which is written in, I have the scripture here in Matthew, the 27th chapter, beginning at the 57th verse. Also, Luke, the 23rd chapter, beginning at the 50th verse. Now, this man, Joseph of Arimathea, the Bible calls him a counselor, which most cases he was probably a lawyer, okay? And that was a high position back then. Okay, now, before I go into that example, in the book of 1 Corinthians, let me get that, because the Apostle Paul said, not many noble are called. It did not say no nobles will be called. It said not many nobles. Then we're going to look up the word noble in the Greek. Okay, in this example here, 1 Corinthians 1 and 26. For you see your calling, brethren. Now, what is the calling? When you're brought into this truth, that's the calling. You know, when you first heard the word and you started to believe in it, that was your calling. That was our calling. Now, again, it is written, many are called, but few are chosen. So just because you're called doesn't mean you're chosen. The first part of the process is to be called. Now, if we keep this knowledge all the way to the end, then that means we were chosen, because we're going to be delivered by default. If you keep this, what you've heard, all the way to the end, if you're faithful to this gospel all the way to the end, well, let me say part of our reward is to be delivered. There's a scripture where it says, receive this gospel, which is the salvation of our souls. Receive with meekness, roughly paraphrasing the scripture, which is the salvation of our souls. So the belief in this gospel all the way to the end being Yahawashi coming and bringing judgment upon this society. Belief in the gospel all the way to the end means salvation. So that means we were chosen. Okay, so called and chosen. So 1 Corinthians 1 and 26, for ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, now here's the point, not many noble are called. So it didn't say no nobles will be called. It said not many noble are called. So you're going to have your few nobles here and there that will be called into this faith, into this knowledge, that will actually believe in this faith and knowledge. And Joseph of Arimathea was a noble, and he was one of them. He was also known as a secret disciple of Yahawashi. Now let's look up this word noble. Not many noble. And here's the Greek word.
Psalms G 2104.
Eugenes. Right? And it says, well born of a noble family. So in most cases, this individual would have a prominent position in society. All right, well born of a noble family. Down here we see literally high in rank. Okay, or also figuratively generous. noblemen. So in this case, not many noble, meaning people that are of high rank, people that are prominent in society. Israelites, of course. Okay, so not many of them are called. So it doesn't say none of them will be called. Not many of them are called. So we have a perfect example in Joseph of Arimathea. He was noble. He was a counselor, which means he had to have been a lawyer. Okay, let's read it. Matthew 27 and 57. When the evening was come, there came a certain rich man of Arimathea, and he was rich because of his profession. All right, that's why he was rich. Rich as in carnally rich. Okay, but he also had faith too, as we will see. There came a rich man of Arimathea named Joseph, who also himself was Yahawah's disciple. He went to Pilate and begged the body of Yahawah. Then Pilate commanded the body to be delivered. And it was Joseph of Arimathea that dressed up the body and prepared it for burial, the body of Yahawah. This is after Yahawah was crucified and gave up the spirit on the cross. When they took him down from the cross, it was Joseph of Arimathea that got possession of the body to dress it up and then bury it. Okay? When Joseph had taken the body, he wrapped it in a clean linen cloth and laid it in his own new tomb. So Joseph had his own tomb that he, after he would be buried in. Well, he gave that tomb to Yahawah. Okay, he donated that tomb to Yahawah. So that was a great thing he did. So he's back, Joseph of Arimathea. He's back in this generation. He's going to receive his reward, okay, which is going to be salvation. And he laid it in his own new tomb, which he had hewn out in the rock. And he rolled a great stone to the door of the sepulchre and departed. So that was one of the acts of this Joseph of Arimathea. Now let's read the account in Luke 23 and 50. Let's see what Luke has to say about Joseph of Arimathea. Luke 23 and 50. It says, And behold, there was a man named Joseph, a counselor. Now, another word for counselor is like a lawyer. Okay? Even in this society, if you're a lawyer, that's a prominent position. And you can become rich by being a lawyer, especially if you have a very popular law firm. All right? Now, the word for counselor, right? The Greek word there,
Strong's G 1010.
boulutes. Now I look at the word and I see the word boule in there. Okay, so there you go. The boule, even in this society, the boule are prominent jakes, man, prominent Israelites in this man's society.